It's World War II. The Germans have a stockpile of Jigglypuffs. How are the Allies going to respond? Our soldiers can't fight. They keep falling asleep.
The planes overhead are dropping Jigglypuffs from the sky, putting everybody to sleep.
Their cold, dead eyes are truly signs of the worst to come.
I don't have an intro today, but welcome back to the podcast, To Kill A Delibird. I have spent so much time trying to think of an intro. I think I really nailed it there. Hello, everybody. Welcome back to the podcast where we rewatch Pokemon anime. We're in the Orange Islands now. I'm Kellen. I'm the guy that plays Pokemon, knows a lot about Pokemon. Admittedly, probably too much about Pokemon. I'm joined, as always, by my co-host. It's Graham, who knows more about adult things and life in general. Graham, how you doing?
Yeah, I gotta file my taxes once a year like the rest of us. It's so annoying. I feel like a lot of my brain is spent being like, oh, is it tax season yet? Oh, no, it's not tax season. Okay, we're okay. We're okay. Phew. Like, wake up in the middle of the night. Did I file my taxes? Oh, it's August. Okay, whatever. Fine.
It's like those high school dreams you have.
Yeah.
When in your 30s. I have had so many dreams about failing a university class and that fucking over my graduation schedule.
Oh, God.
And then I wake up and I remember, oh, wait, I have a degree already. I'm fine. I already have it.
Those are very common, right?
Yeah.
Like, it says something about the trauma.
The lasting trauma of post-secondary education.
It must.
Yeah.
I'm lucky enough that I never had those. I have reoccurring I have reoccurring dreams that are more like interpersonal. They're more about interpersonal. So, like, I'll have dreams where, like a friend or a loved one, like, doesn't want to talk to me ever again or something.
Heartbreaking.
And then you wake up and you're like, oh, that didn't happen.
Speaking of, like, adult things, I want to ask you something, because I was looking around for things today. When you were around my age, like a younger bachelor type.
Okay, which is, like, early to mid-20s? Is that what your age is? Okay.
Yeah. Did you often have moments where you're looking around at your place and thinking, wait a minute, I'm missing this very basic thing that like every household has?
Yeah, and you know what? That has still kind of happened. Like, there's just the odd thing that you miss. And like a lot of it for me has been the kitchen. And now I have a lot of kitchen stuff. But that was a slow accumulation. Like, I think I got a whisk like a year ago. I was just stirring things with a spoon. Yeah, never thought of it. But whisks, they're pretty good at whisking.
Whisks are good.
I gotta say, a whisk, not bad for whisking.
So I was looking through the Pokemon Center website for random things that I like. I just like to browse
Center website? Oh, like for the store. That's what they call
the
store.
Merch.
Oh,
for all the merch and stuff. Yeah. I just like to browse around and see what's new.
I gotta stop you because I was so excited that they made a website about, like, you know how like the Canadian health, oh my God, I'm like running a low grade fever today, so I'm like delirious. But like, you know how like a government website would have like information about how something is ran. I was excited for a second that they put out like a fictional website for like the Poke Centers. This is how to become a nurse.
Wish.
This is like our features, this
That'd
is how our funding works. This is where you can donate. Like, oh my God, I was excited. That's what I need to find out.
Anyway, I was looking through the Pokemon Center website because I like to just browse around, like get the new stuff, look at all the things I wish I could afford. And looking through some of the home stuff, I looked at things and I realized I don't have a throw pillow.
Wait, what's a throw pillow? Like for a couch?
Yeah, like a little pillow you put on your couch.
Oh, okay.
Like whenever I'm reclining in my couch, I need like a head support. So I either go to my room and grab one of my bed pillows, or I scrunch up my sweater and put it behind my head. When I could just be going out and buying a fucking throw pillow.
I 100% did not own a throw pillow when I lived alone. There's no way.
It feels so basic and obvious.
There's no way I did. I didn't even have like a kitchen table for a while, and I built I built a TV stand like out of milk crates. Was my first TV stand.
Well, I just like I use head support all the time on my couch. And like, why am I bunching up my sweater when I could just get a pillow? Like that, it's so obvious now to me.
So, what is the Pokemon throw pillow that they're selling?
Well, they have throw pillow covers.
Is it a long Diglett?
No, there's just a bunch of holiday throw pillow covers on right now. It made me realize I could just be using a pillow for that stuff, and I don't know why I'm not. Anyway, that was my journey today.
Well, one
in
thing
terms of
I
adulting.
could bring up before we jump into the episode. I don't think I've talked about this yet. Like it was either a couple of weeks ago now. I actually taught my 8-year-old nephew how to play the Pokemon trading card game.
Hell
Now
yeah.
this might sound funny because Kellen introduced me as the one who doesn't play Pokemon, but like I'm a Gen 1er, right? Which is like a very common thing. And
Boo.
I have, well,
Open
I
your
don't
mind.
claim that Gen 1 is the best or anything. It was just like that was the time when I was like into it. And I have played a bunch of others since then, but like very casual, right? So anyway, so I played Pokemon the trading card game when it was like new. And what they had is they had leagues at Toys R Us that we would go to on the weekends, and you could play for like special cards, and they had like badges and
Yep.
stuff. It was like
I've still
really
got one of
cool.
those.
So I did know how to play like just the base rule. So the only thing is like he's got a bunch of cards, but he was just like collecting them. He's like, I'm a collector. I'm like, okay, you're 8 years old. You can play the game. Let's play. Because he had enough for like multiple decks too. Like so many people only collect cards, don't even realize there's like a game. Isn't that crazy?
I mean, I like to collect them. I also like to play, but I like to collect.
Yeah,
Collecting's fun.
It is fun, but it's good to try out the game. So yeah, I picked it up again pretty quickly. At least the base rules. There are a bunch of stuff that I don't know how works.
There's so
now.
much shit now.
So we like I had to exclude all of these like newer rule sets because
EX, GX,
yeah,
V cards.
I left all of that stuff out because I don't know like
Tag team.
I only know the original. So
yeah, the power creep has been insane too. Like way back in the day.
Yeah, some of the numbers on those EX cards, for example, are huge.
Like back in the base set and stuff, your Venusaur doing like 40 damage for 3 energy was like, that's insane. That's crazy. And now there were tag team cards that were like 330 HP that do like 120 off of like 2 energy. It's insane. The power creep is ridiculous.
Yeah, I saw online a card like that. I think it's a super rare one, like EX Black Charizard or something. That it attacks for 300.
Jesus Christ!
It has an attack. It costs 3 energy, but like still.
The numbers have gotten so high that a few years ago there was a deck that went to, or a guy with a deck that went to TCG. I think Worlds, and his whole deck was one basic Pokemon. It was a Whale Lord EX, I think.
Okay.
And no energy in the deck at all.
What?
Yeah. The entire deck was based around healing that Whale Lord constantly and running your opponent out of cards. And it got far. It got to I don't think it won, but it got really close.
Oh my goodness. Wow. That's such like a specific maximized strategy. Like that's so interesting. But also kind of not. But kind of interesting.
I love gimmick decks. They're so much more fun than just a regular deck.
No, I think that's interesting too. It at least to like expose like the state of the game, right? To be like, oh, is this like an optimal strategy or not? And if it is, like hopefully they release something that changes that. It's high risk, high reward though, I guess, which is interesting. Yeah. But it was fun again. It really was. Like, yeah, a lot of the stuff I don't know, but the basics, at least how we were playing, is kind of the same. We made a psychic deck and a water deck. And yeah, he's got so much more cards than I ever had.
Okay, I found the details on this. So it was Nationals. It was U.S. Nationals. And, this is according to Pokemon.com. They did an article. Whale Lord EX makes waves at Nationals. Just a little paragraph. Enrique Avila made it to the finals of U.S. Nationals, and he did it without attacking a single time. Looking at his deck, it does not include either energy cards or ways to deal damage. During 3 days of tournament play, all of Enrique's turns ended the same way, passing the turn without attacking. As counterintuitive as that may seem, he won nearly every match he played.
Did he have like a lot of trainer cards that make you like burn through the opponent's deck?
I guess so.
You know what? That's neat.
And a lot of discarding energy from opponents' Pokemon.
Sounds like playing him would be an absolute nightmare.
Absolutely.
You'd be like, this is horrible.
Anyway, that's enough about that stuff.
Okay, let's introduce like what we're going to be actually talking about today, Kellen. We got 2 episodes.
We're looking at episode 96, Snack Attack, or in Japanese, Gluttonous Kabegon, Huge Panic. And episode 97, A Shipful of Shivers, or in Japanese, Ghost Ship and Ghost Pokemon! !
Yeah, or as I said, they should have named it Ghost, open brackets, Ship and Pokemon, close brackets. Transitive property. Or is it associative? Oh my god. My low-grade fever is making me lose the fundamental properties of mathematics.
You're just saying words at this point to me. I don't know.
That would be scary if suddenly the transitive and associative properties were lost to humanity.
Whoa.
And what I would like to do today, since we're going to be talking about a ghost ship, is this one was actually heavily inspired by Shauna, my wife. She had some ideas and we ran with it. So we're going to do the top 10 ways to haunt someone if you're doing the haunting. So die, you want to haunt someone, but you're nice. Like, so you don't want to pull their head off or like puke on them. Like, so these are like very tame things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
I'm terrified.
That would be haunting.
I'm quaking in my boots.
You're shivering in your timbers.
Mm-hmm. My jimmies are rustled.
Oh, your jimmies. Your classic Levi's. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Number 10. Spread the cheese strings. Sneak into their fridge and spread the whole cheese strings so that they're pre-shredded when they go to eat them. They're like, what? I don't remember doing that. How the hell did that happen? Ooh.
Spooky, scary. Jesus Christ. Terrified. Move on to number 9.
Number 9. Butter bread randomly. Just the odd slice. Just leave a slice here. Just leave a slice there. What the fuck? This bread's already got butter on it. That's weird. I guess I'll have a snack.
Or toast all the bread and put it back in the package.
Dear God, this bread is toasted. There's nothing we can do to save it.
I can tell it used to be slightly crispy.
Now stuff a turkey with it or rip it apart and make croutons.
Number 8.
Switch the right and left shoes as they're sitting, in the front of the house. Like, just adjust them. So the right and the left are on the same side. Yeah, slightly. Go to put on your shoes and you're like, oh, I guess I gotta move these.
What happened there? I don't know. That's weird. I don't know why I would take them off like that.
I don't know. Number 7?
7.
Open the tops of pop cans here and there. So when someone goes to reach for their favorite soda, one, by accident, if they're unlucky, will be flat. That's kind of nefarious, to tell you the truth.
That's rude.
That's too far.
Too far. Over the line.
That was Shauna's.
Christ. Get out of my house.
Oh, terrible. All right.
Number 6.
Mismatch their socks.
Oh, I already do that anyway.
Ghost ain't got shit on Kellen.
I just grab them out of the laundry basket.
Yeah, that's speaking of bachelor mode. You're completely immune to that haunting.
I don't care about your laundry pranks.
Okay,
it's already a disaster.
This one would fuck with you, though. Number 5. Open up Netflix and slightly change where they were in the episode they were last watching.
By like 2 minutes?
Yeah, like not enough to like spoil stuff, but just enough for them to be like, oh, I think I didn't watch something. Yeah, did I watch it? Or like, oh, did I miss something? Or like, who's the one who knocks? Wait,
what?
Was it
Who's
Walter
the danger?
Am I the danger? Is Jesse the danger? What's going on? Yeah.
I don't know. I'm very confused now.
There you go. So number 4 only works on someone who owns a cat. Okay.
Ooh.
So what you do, you're haunting them. You unravel the toilet paper, okay? Shred it a little bit, and then when the person goes and sees it, and they're like, what happens here? You whisper in their ears, it was the cat.
Don't get the cat in trouble. That's rude. That's mean.
Rude.
So rude.
Number 3. This one's kind of nefarious, too. Just turn on taps slightly so that they start dripping. Just have a bit of drips here and there. That would drive you insane.
My kitchen sink, when you turn it off, sometimes it does a little dribble afterwards, but sometimes it doesn't. And when it doesn't, you can guarantee that about 30 minutes later, I'll be sitting on my couch watching YouTube or whatever, and I'll hear a little dribble come from the sink, and it'll scare the shit out of me.
You're haunted.
I know.
I think your pipes are haunted, buddy.
They are. I'm pretty sure as well, yeah.
Number 2. This one I like to call the ghost of Taco Bell past. And you just do silent farts where they don't know where the smell came from. They're sitting there. They smell a fart that they did not deal.
That's, again, just a bachelor pad.
Yeah, exactly. The ghost of Taco Bell past.
Number 1.
Number 1, rearrange key items in the fridge. All right, they go to reach for the milk. What the heck? I never put the milk on the top shelf.
Why is the ketchup here?
They go to grab the mustard. Well, what the fuck? Mayonnaise? Oh.
Crazy. Oh.
Darn
Day ruins. In the similar vein, you could also just take all the labels off of their canned goods.
Oh my God. So then it's just like a Russian roulette when it comes to cook. It's like, all right, I'm making a chili. I think these are tomatoes, but they could also be lentils.
Fuck, it's clam chowder.
Yeah. Well, I guess we're eating chili clam chowder tonight. New invention.
Nasty.
Oh, that sounds horrible, yeah.
Gordon Ramsay would not have it. He would not have it with you. It'd be bad.
Okay, challenge to Gordon Ramsay. Can you make a chili using canned clam chowder as an ingredient? If you can, you're the ultimate chef.
He probably could, honestly.
Yeah, let's be real. Let's see it.
Put your money where your mouth is, Gordon. Let's talk about some Pokemon, shall we?
You know, speaking of food, we're diving into episode 96, Snack
Good
Attack.
Segue. We're so
Attack.
good at segueing. Holy shit. That was unintentional. All right, Snack Attack,
one of my
episode
top
96.
skills. It's on my resume.
Now, this episode kicks ass. This is a great episode.
Oh, yeah. It's a kaiju episode.
Yeah.
The monster.
So we're back on the sea, as is Orange Island's tradition. An island on the horizon, as is Orange Island's tradition. And they're going to go to those islands, as is Orange Island's tradition. It's the 7 grapefruit islands. It's that time of year, baby. Grapefruits are going to be fucking ripe and delicious. Let's go.
Grapefruits are in. And then we get a Jigglypuff tease. Jigglypuff
spotting.
is near, but that's it.
So we're on the island. The grapefruits are massive. They're
huge.
So big.
Biggest
so
grapefruits anybody's ever seen.
They're big that Pikachu won't be able to pick them up. It's adorable. I love it. So they try to pick a grapefruit. Some girl comes chasing after a thief. They're like, I hope they catch that thief. And she runs
terrible.
in and tries to smack Ash over the head with her giant wooden stick.
Boom.
And then she realizes, this is a child. He's probably not a burglar.
He's grabbing for a single grapefruit.
Yeah.
And you know what? At first I was kind of like, they kind of are trespassing, grabbing a grapefruit. But we will soon learn that the magnitude of the thief that she is looking for does not even cut it here.
Yeah, they can have one grapefruit.
They can have one grapefruit. That is not going to run them out of business.
They learned that someone's been, over the last few days, eating all of the grapefruit. And they have no idea who it is. They've all been on edge.
And when we say all the grapefruit, we mean all the grapefruit.
Then they talk about the process of making them. They like tie trees to shit and then spray
I got it down.
With piss or something, I don't know.
They pee on them. That's how they grow grapefruit trees. Are you fucking kidding me? No. So they first, they wrap the grapefruit trees with straw to keep them warm. Second, they spray them with insect repellent. 3, they weed them. 4, they go through a blooming process. 5, they gather butterfree to cross-pollinate. And 6, water and love them until they bear fruit. Oh,
and then you have a grapefruit.
So they work
Beautiful.
hard. They work hard.
I need to eat more grapefruit. I haven't had a grapefruit in a long time.
Yeah, me either. We sometimes got these like grapefruit packs from Costco that are like I don't know what you call it. Like not canned grapefruit. Like they go in the fridge, but they're like
like the little fruit cups.
Yeah, like a grapefruit fruit cup, and they're delicious. They are extremely good.
We love Costco on this podcast. We are Costco stans.
I mean, most people are.
It's incredible. I love it. So the thieves have struck again on the grapefruit islands. Someone's eaten all the grapefruit. And then we learn this girl's name is Ruby.
During this whole scene, too, Pikachu is like slapping the melons.
He's trying to pick it up. He's trying to pick it up and he can't do it. It's too heavy.
I thought he was like a grandma at like a supermarket, just slapping the fruit. This one's ripe. We got it.
So then we see a bunch of trees have been destroyed. The grapefruits are gone. And we see the thief. The thief is a Snorlax. Big old Snorlax. We've seen this guy before. Yeah, and we get the Snorlax. Snorlax, wow. And so Ash dexes it, even though he's already seen it before. We've seen Snorlax.
We get a lot of that in the Orange Islands, dexing things we've already seen. Yeah.
And from a production logistical standpoint, they don't expect everybody to have seen every episode, so they need to do all this stuff. But I'm looking at it from a continuity, chronological perspective, and this makes Ash look like a fucking idiot.
Yeah. It is that writing logistics, though. It's like, and you do have to say, like, these are the kind of aspects that the logistics of the medium, you know, they're it's what they present. It's the challenges that they present, and it's the downcomings. And this is serial television, man. Like, and you know what? Yeah, they would say right to assume that even your most rabid fans only see 1 out of every 3 episodes.
Ridiculous.
That does sound ridiculous, but rewatching these, I've probably only seen 1 out of every 3 episodes before.
It is different because it was in a time where like recording and streaming weren't as accessible or accessible at all.
Yeah, it was, you just saw what you got. And oftentimes like distributions in different countries would be kind of random. Like I always felt like, and this is for same with like reruns of sitcoms, I felt like certain channels like kind of preferred certain episodes. You'd be like, oh, the Charmander episode again. Like I've seen it like 10 times. And then there will be episodes you never saw.
So, but I'm looking at it as a one coherent story. So eat shit show. I don't care. So we see, it's, again, from the deck, Snorlax eats 900 pounds a day. As that's Snorlax does. That's a lot. So there's a new plan. They're going to just pick all of the grapefruit.
Be every day, right? This is like while he's awake. And then he's like asleep for like days as well, right? Because 900 pounds of food a day. I'm like, how is that creature sustainable? You're eating a ton of matter a day?
Oh, here's one from X, Pokemon X. It is not satisfied unless it eats over 800 pounds of food every day.
Wow.
When it is done eating, it goes promptly to sleep. So it literally sleeps, wakes up to eat, goes back to sleep.
I think this is going to be a big logistic nightmare for whoever owns this thing. Nudge, nudge, wink, wink
nudge,
in the
nudge.
future.
Foreshadowing.
If foreshadowing's so great, why not 5 shadowing, huh?
Fuck off.
Okay, what happened?
So they've got a new plan. They're going to just pick all the grapefruit, get them all off the island before Snorlax can get to them. Pikachu does a little flex. It's cute. He's like, yeah, let's do this. Let's get to
win it.
And the Pokemon are going to help too. Bulbasaur Vine whips them off, and then Staryu comes in, shurikens through the trees to knock him off, which that was pretty sweet. I loved that.
Do you think that ancient ninjas used Staryus as throwing stars?
Absolutely.
Food for thought.
Absolutely, yeah. But this has just created a pile of very conveniently placed grapefruits for Snorlax to come eat.
Now, Ash tries to get it in between them, but you know the old saying, never get between a Snorlax and a pile of fruit.
Yeah, very classic saying. I believe that was Plato who said that?
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, something like that. So Tracy's got a good plan here. He's finally decided, hey, this is a Pokemon. Maybe we should, like, battle it. Catch it, maybe.
Weaken and catch it, right? So Bulbasaur kicks it off. We get a Vine Whip followed by a Razor Leaf. Now, the Razor Leaf just turns the fruit into an edible arrangement. Yeah. Like ready for a soccer practice.
Who wants orange slices?
Me.
But yeah, the Vine Whip doesn't do anything either. Snorlax takes nothing off that.
Misty kind of makes our joke. She's like, Bulbasaur would be handy around the kitchen.
Yeah, she's like, Bulbasaur is the one that's whipped.
Got him.
Okay, okay, all right, Misty. Snorlax body slams Bulbasaur, flattens him like a pancake, and he goes off looking for more food.
There's a lot of pancake flattening in this episode.
There is.
It's
quite
straight out of Looney Tunes, too. Like, they become two-dimensional.
So then, time lapse, the entire island is now barren of grapefruit. Snorlax has eaten literally every single grapefruit on this island.
He eats the whole island.
The entire island.
And I don't know how long this takes, but it feels like, like a couple hours.
Yeah, what were they doing in this time? Were they still trying to stop him, or were they just watching him eat all these grapefruits?
They were trying to pick it, and then I think they got kind of down on themselves, and then he just ate it all. It's funny, too, though, okay, going back to why we thought it was funny that Ruby accuses Ash of being the thief, is he's not just eating the fruit, he's like eating parts of the trees too. Like the tops of the trees are like gone.
Yep.
Yes, the 10-year-old boy is doing that.
Eating the branches, the leaves, everything. But they're like, okay, well, he ate all the grapefruit on this island. That's fine. There's 6 other islands. He can't get to them, right? Snorlax isn't going to be able to swim to those islands. And so Snorlax does some stretches.
Ash wonders if he's going to fly. He's like waving his arms.
And then he dives into the water, starts doing a blubberfly stroke.
As Ash calls it. You know what's funny is I think it actually was a butterfly stroke. He's doing that like Michael Phelps thing where he like lunge in and out of the water.
Yeah, I don't know my swimming terminology.
I wrote down butterfly stroke before Ash made the butterfly stroke joke. So I think so, but I also don't know anything about swimming.
Yeah, someone correct us in the comments.
We do have to talk about this Snorlax swimming part, right? And I got two things. One is this game accurate, Kellen?
Yeah, he learned surf in Gen 1.
Oh, that's badass.
Yeah.
Do you think he does the butterfly stroke, or do you think he just like floats and you like use him like a raft?
Pool floaty?
Yeah, like a pool floaty.
I do believe there is going back to the PokemonCenter.com, I believe there is a Snorlax pool floaty you can buy.
That's sick. So my second thing to bring up, though, this is very animalistic. And this is this thing where animals in nature like can do amazing things when it comes to food or fucking, right?
Mm-hmm.
If those two things are on the table, like they'll move mountains. There is this episode of Planet Earth 2. Have you ever watched the David Attenborough Planet Earth shows?
No, I have not.
They're so well done. Like they're cinematic experiences just because like everything looks so good in them. But there's this one episode where they're in like a small archipelago, kind of like the Orange Islands. So they're on these small islands and they're watching sloths. Okay. And the
sloths are so weird.
They're weird. And of course, like they're known for like not doing anything, right? Mm-hmm. They just like sit around. Like you don't think of a sloth as very mobile. But this particular sloth is really hot and bothered, okay? It's mating season, and what happens, I guess, is that female sloths from nearby islands would start screaming, as in, I'm here, kind of thing. And this male sloth, who wasn't moving at all before, hears it, and is suddenly just boosting it through the water. Like he swims across to a different island, and it reminded me of the animal that you think of as kind of lazy and unassuming. It's just like Michael Phelpsing it island to island.
The lengths that sloth will go for
Planet Earth 2.
A little action.
Check it out.
Can't sloths like starve to death without even realizing it?
I don't know that much about sloths.
I think I've heard that. Their metabolism is like so slow that they can starve to death and not even notice.
Oh, like they don't really feel it.
Yeah.
Huh.
Weird. Sloths are so strange.
You can fact check us in the comments if you want.
Yeah. Yeah, so Snorlax is swimming off to this other island, and Tracy here is brilliant. He has a real great detective moment. He's like, oh my god, it makes so much sense. I'm so smart. Of course Snorlax can swim. He got here. Duh.
Yeah, that is what he says. It's not a native Snorlax, in other words.
Didn't grow up on this island.
Right.
So on one of the other islands, we see Team Rocket, of course. They're cutting down some grapefruits.
They're stealing fruits also. It's like, this is kind of funny because they coincidentally decided to also be grapefruit thieves.
Yeah.
They say it's rain and vitamin C. It's a source of free nutrition. There's this exchange where one of them comments how the grapefruit has thick skin. And then the other goes, just like you have, Jesse.
I thought that one was thin skin.
Oh, yeah, thin skin. You're right. I'm so sorry. I screwed up the joke.
It's weird because James makes a thin skin joke about the grapefruit, and then they immediately cut to Meowth, who can't get through it because it's too thick.
Well, at the end of the day, the skin of a grapefruit's thickness is relative.
Yeah, it's not about the thickness of your grapefruit skin.
It's how you use it. It's how you peel it. It's how
you candy them, the peels, and serve it to a young James if you're his servant. There you go.
Segues. We're still good at them.
Get a little backstory here from James.
Right, and every once in a while, James drops that rich guy backstory, which is like good. Like it's
continuity.
So consistent.
I like it.
It's continuity. It's a nice touch. I like James, as in, a lot of media talks about the American dream, to rags to riches. James is the riches to rags.
Yeah. So, yeah, he tells the servant story, and Jesse's like, oh, servants, that must have been nice.
That must have been nice. Meanwhile, I was eating snow as a kid. Thank you very much.
She wants to sell these grapefruits. Of course she does. That's all Jesse wants to do, is make money, which, you know what? I'm on board with that. So they go to load them up into their boat, their ship, and but Snorlax swims up on the beach and eats all of their grapefruits.
And this is a great line. It's stealing what we stole.
But the gang isn't far behind on Lapras. They've been chasing this thing down.
Them.
And so Ash is just going to try again to catch this thing. Squirtle goes for a skull bash. He just blunk, bonks off.
Yeah, doesn't do crap. He gets
It
sat
body
on.
slams.
Yeah.
Yep. Misty tries for star use. Snorlax just headbutts it and he knocks it back. And then it's Goldine's turn, who can't do
This is
anything on
sad.
land.
This is
Super
sad.
Smash Brothers, anybody?
It is Super Smash Brothers. She uses the Pokeball. It comes out and just makes the noise and flops around.
Goldine, Goldine.
Snorlax is thinking what we're all thinking, though. You ever have filet o Goldine?
A little sashimi, anybody?
Yeah, little Goldine sashimi. Very expensive, very nice.
This was dark.
It was dark. So, and Bulbapedia points it out as being one of the few examples where a Pokemon almost eats another Pokemon.
And if Misty didn't recall it, it would have eaten that Goldine.
Yeah, he has the Goldine above his mouth, like cartoon style. You know how they like would lower a fish in the mouth and then pull out the bones?
Mm-hmm.
He's ready to
or
do
like
that.
Or like ancient Roman or Greek depictions of the people on top eating grapes from the servant, and they got their head back and
Oh, yeah. How they
suckling on
hold their
grapes.
arms like
Yeah.
like C's.
Yeah, Misty recalls it. Goldine, we don't have to hold another funeral, thank God. Togepi, though. Togepi is the answer here. Misty wants Togepi to go for Metronome, but she doesn't do anything. She's
Now
just,
that was interesting.
Togepi's just
to
vibing.
me. I didn't realize that Misty knew the name of the move that Togepi uses. I thought we were still in this era where she was like getting suspicious that Togepi had powers, but hadn't really didn't believe in it yet.
I think she's believing it, but she's
Well, yeah,
trying to
she knew
prove
the
it to
phrase
herself.
Metronome.
Yeah.
I think this is the first time she names that, though.
I think so, yeah. I think you're right.
Oh,
so,
anyways.
Yeah, so Togepi doesn't do it. Ash and Tracy are like, Misty, Togepi can't do anything, you idiot. Stupid. Jesus.
Yeah, the logic I wrote down was Togepi's just a baby, and Snorlax eats babies.
Snorlax now. Quit eating the babies. Bad. So it's Team Rocket's turn. They go for Arbok. Gets flattened. Like
they're
pancake.
unified here. They both want to stop. This is one of those times where the gangs team up.
Mm-hmm. And Lickitung comes out next. Tries to go for rap. Tongue. Snorlax just grabs Lickitung's tongue, uses it as a napkin.
Uses it as a serviette. Wow.
Very funny. Oh,
That's my
serviette.
Lickitung, not a napkin. As he says.
Victory Bell eats James and then goes for Snorlax. Also gets flattened.
And screams when it's pancaked, which was very nice.
Yeah, there's
the
a little
Victory
like
Bell scream is incredible.
it does a little like wiggly animation too. I liked it.
It's like when Wario gets flattened in the Wario Land games. And he's like now like a walking pancake. It's like that kind of effect.
So as a last ditch effort, Misty sends out Psyduck.
The perfect Pokemon.
Perfect Pokemon. He tries to eat a grapefruit. It gets stuck in his throat.
He's got no situational awareness. He doesn't even realize they're bad. Like, he just shoves this grapefruit pole down his throat and starts running around in a panic.
He's choking. The poor guy's choking on a grapefruit.
Did they use the Heimlich on him at least?
I think Misty like just trips him.
And the grapefruit flies
and it just shoots out, yeah. But it's great because they don't just put the grapefruit down and make him red. They animate him as if there's a giant grapefruit stuck in his throat. Like they extend him.
Yeah.
It's great. So all right, finally we're gonna try Pikachu. Goes for Thunderbolt. Snorlax shrugs it off. Doesn't do anything. And by this point,
Snorlax must be shock proof.
Over half the grapefruits on
the second
island number 2.
Yeah.
And so in another attempt here, James whips out his hypnotist act. This is something new.
Team Rocket showtime. Of course, when James goes into hypnotist mode, he has a glorious outfit, like a white tuxedo.
And he does the whole, you're getting very sleepy. On the count of 3, you'll fall asleep. And he counts, and then he puts himself to sleep.
Of course.
Great job, James. Thank you.
Who saw that coming?
I like this because this whole time he's under a spotlight. And once he falls asleep, Meowth jumps into the frame to be like, what the fuck's wrong with you, James? And Meowth in this moment is holding the spotlight. So
good,
like
so good. So basically now is the time in the episode, kind of like the first Snorlax episode where they were trying to wake up Snorlax and they're just like thinking of the most like random out of pocket shit to wake him up. They're now thinking of the most random out of pocket shit to put him to sleep, which is like kind of a bookend for the last time we saw.
It's a nice,
Snorlax.
nice full circle moment here.
And so of course that try 1 is the hypnotist we just described. Try 2 is a massage.
Let's take it to the spa, shall we?
Spa day. Those make me sleep.
And they try it for like 2 seconds. They're
also
rub his
just
back.
massaging his leg. I
Yeah.
thought. They're just like rubbing his leg.
They just like pinch him a little bit, and they're like, "Eh, well, that didn't work. It's fine." So Misty tries some visualization.
I wrote it down. Yeah. Misty tries a little bit of a visualization, as you were saying. She says this sweet sentence: picture a beautiful, wide-open pasture, bathed in the glow of a restful red sunset. All your cute little Snorlax friends are there with you. I wonder how many Snorlaxes there could be. 1 Snorlax, 2 Snorlax. Now, Kellen, do you want to describe this animation? Because it's glorious.
It's incredible. It's anytime we see anything that is atypical from what we normally see in the anime, it's wonderful. I love to see it. It is very storybook-like, very like crayon coloring. Beautiful.
Yeah,
love
picturesque farmland. And these like Shibified Snorlaxes are delightful.
It's wonderful. Counting Snorlaxes, my new favorite thing.
So she gets all the way to 99, and then, much like James, she is the one falling asleep.
Yep.
But Misty doesn't take accountability and instead slaps Psyduck.
Yeah, come on, Misty. Do better.
Now,
do better.
Kellen,
Jesse's got the best one, though.
Yes, Jessie wins. Let's hear
Jessie has by far the best attempt here.
This had me in stitches, actually. This was crazy.
She dresses up as Snorlax's mom.
So she has like a Snorlax costume on, but with
red
like
cheeks
an apron.
and an apron.
Snorrykins, time for your sleep.
For bed. Time to go to bed. It's wonderful. And James and Meowth try to sing it to sleep, but their singing is so off-key and terrible, it pisses Snorlax off to the point where he like mega kicks them out of the stratosphere, and they go blasting off again.
Yeah, basically, don't bring people's moms into it.
Yeah, that was very
you
rude,
crossed
Jesse.
the line, Jesse.
Come on.
Also, you kind of assumed that Snorlax's mom was like a housemaker. What year is it, Jesse? Come on.
Showing your biases here, Jesse.
Yeah.
Come on. So it's finally clicked with the gang. We're trying to put this thing to sleep. Where's Jigglypuff? Let's just grab Jigglypuff. That'll make it easy.
Yeah, I do like how they put that together, because they're like, hey, you know that thing that randomly happens in episodes and we can't really control it, but it either gets us into or out of trouble? Let's just make it happen.
Let's weaponize it.
Let's weaponize Jigglypuff. It's World War II. The Germans have a stockpile of Jigglypuffs. How are the Allies going to respond? Our soldiers can't fight. They keep falling asleep.
The planes overhead are dropping Jigglypuffs from the sky. Putting everybody to sleep.
Their cold, dead eyes are truly signs of the worst to come.
So, at the processing plant now, all of the workers we found asleep with drawings on their face. That means
it's a good sign.
Good friend Jigglypuff can't be far from here.
And Snorlax isn't either.
Yeah, he's on the way to island number 3, so they got to get this stage set up.
And this island,
fast.
This third island, though, they do kind of say has special importance because this is where the warehouses are. So if Snorlax gets into the warehouses,
it's all fucked.
But given the size of these islands, you'd think he'd be at his 900 pounds by now.
Yeah, I was thinking the same thing.
I mean, 900 pounds is a lot, but these are like islands. Like, these are a lot of grapefruit.
And these grapefruits are big, we've seen. They're heavy and big. So even if they're only like half a pound, let's say, that's even how many grapefruits are on one island.
Yeah, they could be half a pound, those big grapefruits, yeah.
So that's, I want to know exactly
how many grapefruits not eaten 1,800 grapefruit by now?
You would think there would be about that many, at least on 2 islands, like 2 sizable islands, if each tree is producing multiple grapefruits.
But maybe this Snorlax is like in a whole new realm of hungry. Like 900 pounds is like the default, but it's like gym day for him. Like he's dirty bulking. Like he needs like 3 times as much.
Yeah, maybe.
Like he's gonna go to an all-you-can-eat buffet and like he's gonna use the 2-hour limit. You know what I'm saying?
He's gonna get his fucking money's worth.
He's gonna get his fucking money's worth from this grapefruit.
So they set up the stage. There's a nice big sign, very cute Jigglypuff on stage. They put out some colorful felt markers and a microphone.
It's delightful.
Lovely. And now we just wait for Jigglypuff. And Snorlax is approaching though, so they start chanting for Jigglypuff. They want the show to begin. Jigglypuff, Jigglypuff. And so she appears. It is showtime, baby. She starts to sing.
Ooh.
Snorlax is falling asleep, so Pikachu goes in for a thunder. This time it is effective. He falls down. Pokeball, go! Ash has caught a Snorlax.
He caught the Snorlax and then goes promptly asleep.
Yep.
So it shows that he can kind of power through it for a little bit.
Yeah, which is interesting because we've tried to power through things, or Jigglypuff's song, multiple times in the past via various methods. But this time Ash just seems to have just done it.
Yeah, chalk it up to
willpower.
adrenaline, I suppose.
Yeah. But Ash has caught a new Pokemon. We have
Yeah,
Snorlax in the roster.
It's been a while.
Well, Lapras was pretty recent.
Yeah, Lapras.
But that barely counts because we know from the top that Lapras is a temporary thing.
It was like a contract employee.
Yeah.
Not an FTE, not a full-time.
But before Snorlax, before Lapras, I want to say Muck?
Could be.
Was the last one he
That
caught.
would be a long time ago.
It's been a long time. Whatever came second between Muck and Tauros, I think, was the last one. I don't remember which episode came first. So Jigglypuff now. When everybody's asleep, of course, Jigglypuff
get drawn on.
Draws with all, but this time she has more colors. She gets the creative freedom for this episode. Our artistic queen.
When they were setting up the stage, that was something they pointed out. Like, we even got Jigglypuff these special markers.
She gets so much creative freedom. I love it. It's so nice. So good for Jigglypuff. I wish he kept all the markers. That would have been cute. So the Grapefruit Islands have been saved. As a thank you, Ruby gives the gang some candied grapefruit peels. Pikachu has finally gotten his grapefruit snack from the beginning of the episode. He wanted into that grapefruit. He
so
could not.
Tasty.
And he got it now. Very cute. And then we notice that new trees are growing wherever Snorlax has decimated through.
Yeah, because it was like a wildfire analogy.
Yeah.
Right?
It has like some special powers to restore the land it destroys, which I'll tell you right now, I looked through its dex entries. That has never been mentioned in the games. But I like that. I think that's a neat idea for Snorlax.
It certainly would explain how it kind of fits in the world better.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, how it has not
destroyed everything.
Yeah, how it has not created a complete barren wasteland of the entire
planet. The Great
planet.
Snorlax Wars are still ongoing. Humanity is deep underground at this point. Nothing can grow.
Yeah, Snorlax is one of those Pokemon that, like, when you think about the logistics of how it works, it makes no sense. How the fuck does any Snorlax trainer feed this thing?
Well, and that's what I want to know. So I'm guessing Ash is going to carry this thing around episode to episode. How the fuck is he feeding it?
Yeah. Yeah. Or even if you went back to Oak, how the hell does Oak have 900 pounds a day lying around?
I don't know.
That and then plus feed all the other Pokemon too.
It's a tricky one.
So the workers in Ruby see the gang off back on the sea, and that's the episode.
That's the episode. So let's get into a literary hour. The Very Hungry Caterpillar, the children's book. About the caterpillar who needs to eat and eat until he makes a cocoon. Well, the other sort of trope I was thinking of is the old Viking mythology of berserkers. That's not about consumption, but the idea is that like a warrior and on their way to Valhalla would get into like a blood rage where all they see is their goal of the battle. Snorlax is a very singular mind. He's kind of like a berserker.
Food.
So I was also thinking about that motif, which has come out in a lot of books. Mm-hmm. There was a book series I read when I was a kid called Redwall, which is basically medieval fantasy, but all the characters are anthropomorphic animals. And no, I'm not a furry, but Redwall's good. And the badgers in it are like the most badass warriors, and they're all prone to Viking blood wrath, where they become unstoppable berserkers who just like kill everything in battle. The badgers.
All right. I like the Very Hungry Caterpillar. That was a classic.
Good one. Very inspired.
Yeah. Flat Stanley also, just from all the flattening.
Wait, what's that one? Flat Stanley.
It's a little novel for like kids. Yeah, like a kid named Stanley. One night, his bulletin board over his bed falls off the wall and flattens him.
Oh wow!
And now he is flat, and he can be like a kite, and it's fucking weird.
This is weird, but like cool.
I can't believe you never heard of Flat Stanley.
I don't know this one. I'm looking it up now. Very cute.
Crazy.
Kind of terrifying.
Right. Shall we rate this episode?
Yes, let's do it. So this is the plastic ping pong pitcher of objective rankings. We're going to pull two categories at random and rank them. You want to give us our first category, Kellen?
Well, before we do that, we have one order of business. We're looking through the categories. We have officially retired Ironic Pokedex from the 4-Pore, mainly because we were never 100% confident or sure what it entirely meant, and then B, when we did kind of realize what it was, we determined that the sassiness of the Pokedex that it was intended for were kind of just passed off to Brock and Misty when they joined the journey. So
there
we took it out. That's not in there anymore. But you know what is in there? Is our first category.
Let's hear it.
And that first category will be Ash Moron moments.
Ooh, I think you had a good... Well, you had a good detective... Oh, that was Tracy.
That's Tracy.
Well, the only thing you called out was the Pokedex.
Yeah.
That he dexed Snorlax again, but that was a
And I'm counting that... I'm counting that pretty big, though, because it's stupid, and I hate it.
Might be the only significant one.
I mean, there is he tries to fight it earlier, and then he tries to fight it again with Squirtle, and it just doesn't do anything. That's kind of dumb.
They kind of all do that.
Yeah. But in a way, he's actually kind of smart.
Yeah.
And
yeah, he kind of pulls it off. They lose a lot of good grapefruit, but they get there.
Mm-hmm. Lost a lot of good fruit along the way.
We lost a lot of good fruit that day. Should have seen the tropical punch sprayed everywhere.
Oh, there's at the start where they're trying to eat grapefruit, and Ruby's coming in to catch the thieves, and he's like, "Well, funny. I hope they get those thieves. I hope they catch those people." That's kind of
that was a classic joke. Yeah,
that's a good one.
I think this is weak big. For Ash Moron.
It's pretty weak. I'm gonna just say 3.
Yeah, 3. That's where I am. Look what happens when you discuss things, folks. You agree.
Unfortunately. All right. Yeah. Category number 2 will be the plot. Simple one.
It's a simple plot too, but it's not bad.
It's good. I like it.
It's good for
thought it was a fun one
for episodic television. It's like we introduce this danger, we try to solve it.
Yeah.
Rampaging Snorlax is a fun idea,
and it has implications on the future because Snorlax is now something that Ash owns, and we will see moving forward.
And as people who've been watching this all the way through, remember I brought up how this like kind of bookends Snorlax, where the first time we saw Snorlax is all about waking him up, and this one's all about putting him to sleep.
Mm-hmm.
So it's a nice pair of Snorlaxian episodes.
And we get fun world building in terms of how Snorlax works in the world by replanting trees, how he can blubber fly from island to island. It's fun.
You know, as I was saying the Snorlax name, Kellen, why is the Pokemon Company never branded Snorlaxatives? Snorlax branded laxatives for kids?
I don't know if that's something they want their name on.
Poop like a Pokemon that eats 900 pounds a day.
Oh man, imagine those piles of literal shit.
This was no horse.
Right.
It was a Snorlax. Was here.
Yeah, it's a solid little story, I think. I'm gonna take a note out of your book from last week. I'm gonna go 6.5.
Okay, and I will go 6. No, I'll go 7. I'll go 7.
7? Okay. 6.5 and 7, 6.75 for that, 3 for the other one. That is an average of 4.875.
Ooh, good one.
Snack Attack. Or Gluttonous Cabagon. Big Panic.
Ooh, I love the Big Panic. It's like
Huge Panic, sorry.
That's my life.
Huge panic. All right, that's it for Snack Attack. Let's move on to episode 97, A Shipful of Shivers.
Ooh, this is where the ghosts come. Love ghost Pokemon.
Back on the water. Of course, Ash is admiring his badges. He's like, how many do we have to have now?
As an Ash does.
Yeah, as he's bragging about the shit he's done. I say that, but he did actually earn these 2 as opposed to like 5 that he didn't earn in the Indigoleague.
Yeah, these are a little bit more tried and true.
So he wonders how much more he needs to get. Tracy informs him there's 4 total, so you need 2 more. He's like, easy
peasy.
Meanwhile, they're approaching Morrow Island. They need a place to stay. So they're going to go find a center, stay the night. They call Oak from the center. They're there on Morrow Island at the perfect time. They recently have recovered a 300-year-old Orange League championship trophy from a shipwreck. And it's even on display at the museum, so they can go check that out
Morrow Island
in the morning.
Museum of Art. Now, did the name Morrow mean anything to you? It doesn't exactly for me, but it sounds kind of like morose. I was wondering if we were like going into that sort of area. Like if that was... Yeah, like morose, like sad darkness kind of thing.
Well, considering that we will see hauntings and whatnot.
Well, exactly.
I think they're probably going for the sinister, spooky kind of thing.
Morose means sullen and ill-tempered. I don't know. I was just wondering if the name meant anything.
Do any of these names really mean anything? Sometimes
a whole ton of them have been attempts to mean orange.
Or like sometimes they're super obvious, like Pink in Island, where all the Pokemon are pink.
Well, a navel, I think, was supposed to be a type of an orange because it wasn't spelt like navy, like the navy.
Oh yeah, navel orange. I
I
never
think it
thought
was
about
spelled
that.
like an orange.
Yeah, and Mandarin Island. We've seen Mandarin. Oh my god,
Yeah,
they're oranges.
they're all oranges.
Holy
yeah.
fuck.
And Mikan is Japanese for orange. Remember Mikan Island?
Is there a Moro orange?
I don't know.
There's a blood orange.
Is that it?
It returned it as blood orange to me. I think that might be I think Moro orange might be a separate
The Japanese
name.
Sudachi.
Cultivar group members Moro,
Wait, it's a fruit.
native to Sicily.
Okay. Well, the other thing
Oh
I
my
just
God.
discovered is that the Japanese one is Sudachi. Is what it's Sudachi Island in Japanese, and a Sudachi is a small, round, green citrus fruit.
Oh my God.
In Japan, a sour citrus not eaten as a fruit, but used as food flavoring in place of a lemon or lime. They look like limes.
I can't believe this. They're all fucking oranges.
Yeah, they're all citrus.
How did I never think about this? It's so obvious.
Yeah, it's kind of obvious. I mean, it's not that obvious. Like, we didn't know this one, but
I feel like the astronaut meme where it's like, wait, it's all oranges? Always has been.
yeah, always has been.
Wow, my mind is blown.
Well, not pinkin'.
We don't know that yet. I'm searching pink and orange.
Pink and stinking orange.
No, pink and orange just returned Pink and Island from Pokemon.
Yeah, that's nothing.
Okay, so most of them are oranges.
Most of them are orange.
Mind is blown. Okay.
Yeah.
So, where were we? They're on the sea. They're off the sea. There's a trophy, museum, blah, blah, blah. We go to the museum, and Team
guess
Rocket...
who's breaking in?
It's Team Rocket. They drop in from the ceiling like a Meowth burglar.
Oh!
Got him.
Jokes like that don't come along very often, folks. We got a gem.
They want the trophy to give to the boss, so that he can forget about all the stupid shit they've done and give him a bonus.
First they're saying they want the trophy to be celebrities, and Meowth points out, if we become celebrities, they'll know we stole it. So they decide to give it to the boss so they get bonuses.
I love how much a voice of reason Meowth can be.
Yeah, he's great. Well, in terms of being a criminal, right?
In terms of being a criminal, yes.
And this shows he is from the only good functioning gang that any of them have come from, and that was the gang led by the Persian.
Yeah, it is.
He knows how to run a gang. Jesse and James are just they really just need to open a convenience store or something.
Yeah.
They would be good entrepreneurs.
They're too fame hungry though. They're always looking for the fame and fortune.
True.
Without thinking about what the repercussions of getting that through crime is.
So true.
So they find the trophy in a glass case, and Meowth knows about potential security measures. He's watched a lot of museum heist movies, and so he puts on his laser identification goggles so you can see all the lasers. They'll have to go in from the top, and so logically, you put the light member of your team on the pulley system. They put Meowth on. They don't. They put James on it because of course
the lightest member, James,
because James always gets the short end of the stick, which is funny. I like it. So they rig him up, they lower him down, he grabs the trophy, they're off.
Yeah, they actually got away with it. Wow.
Yeah.
So they're planning an all-night party.
But on the way out, he trips and leaves a very suspicious indent in the ground.
A trophy-shaped implant.
Great. And so in the morning, a crowd has gathered at the museum. The trophy has been stolen. Who could have done it? Who knows? The only clues they have are some footprints leading away from the scene and the big imprint that James left.
So the gang's sad, they're walking along, and who do they stumble upon sleeping in the bushes but Team Rocket? And James has the line, I haven't partied like that since I lost my trust fund. What did they do last night?
Who knows? But they had quite a fucking night, apparently.
Yeah. And Misty overhears them say the word heist, and Team Rocket gets really exasperated. No, we didn't say heist. No.
No, we don't know anything about a trophy or like a trophy that had been stolen. If there was a stolen trophy, it wouldn't be in this parcel here.
It wouldn't be in a package like this one.
No, not at all. It's not a thing. I want to go back to that James-shaped indent, though, because that goes nowhere. I thought that what they were going to do is, like, the gang was going to, like, ask to help with the investigation, and they'd look at the indent, and Ash would, like, vaguely recognize the shape of James, even though he can't recognize them when he's wearing
shaped imprint.
Even though he can't recognize them when he's wearing like fucking glasses.
That's true.
But
or like a mustache.
No. Yeah, but that went nowhere. So yeah, Team Rocket had a good fucking night. They partied hard. Then they start the motto, prepare for trouble, make it double. And then they run. They're like, no time for the motto. We got to run. And they run down the stairs and they're continuing the motto. They got like 2 more lines in.
Yeah. Do the rest of the motto. Keep running.
And then music comes back with it's very confusing. It's all over the place. They finish the motto. Yeah, it's like, there's no time for the motto. We have to go. And so they jump on a Cedra pedal boat. And they're off.
It's a Cedra pedal boat. I thought it was a horsey.
No, come on.
Screwed that up.
Get your seahorse Pokemon straight. Jesus Christ.
I know there's Cedra. I know there's horsey. I know there's Kingdra. Are there any others? Probably.
Seahorses. Not that I can think of.
There isn't male baby daddy Dra.
I think it's just the horsey line. Or there's Skrelp. I wouldn't say he's more like a Krill or something.
Okay.
So they're off on the Cedra thing. Gang follow on Lapras, of course, and then the current pulls them into some really thick fog, and big spooky ghost ship appears. Oh goodness! So Team Rocket jumps aboard. They're like, "Wow, what a find! How lucky are we? Incredible!"
Say it's 1,000,000 odds.
James is like, "Yeah, the only other kinds of ship you find floating around like this are those old haunted ones." He's like, "Wait, did I say haunt? Oh fuck!"
We hitched a ride on the SS Spooky.
And then we get some like really good haunting epic music, very spooky stuff. I like that a lot. And so a transparent sheet appears before them, scares them. They fall through the floor.
It's like the Charlie Brown ghost, right? It's like a white sheet.
And so then the gang come across this ship now. And this was a beautiful exchange between Tracy and Ash. Tracy goes, "I wonder if it's haunted." And Ash goes, "You mean with ghosts?"
Yeah, I wrote that down too. That's a detective moment.
And then Tracy just goes, "Yeah."
Yeah.
Yeah. Very, very quietly. Just like, yeah.
I like that.
I wonder if it's haunted. Again, you mean with ghosts?
Back to TV logistics. I know the over-explaining everything is because it's aimed at kids.
It's a kid's show,
but sometimes the over-explaining becomes its own level of irony. Like, that is, like, funny in, like, the strangest way. Because it's like, that would be such a weird conversation.
Haunted by what, Ash? What else could it be? Haunted by fucking grapefruits from the last episode? Jesus.
Oh, the ghosts of all the eaten grapefruit. All 1,800 of them.
Incredible. So then they see the Cedra boat, and so they're like, oh, all right, well, we got to get on this thing.
I guess we got to follow him, yeah.
Togepi's into it. Togepi is always into the danger. Togepi's a little daredevil. We love it.
And they kind of identify that, is this the ship that had the trophy on it? I think they say something at this point.
Interesting.
Ooh.
Suddenly, they're on the ship, and suddenly the mast falls over, almost crushes Misty, drops Togepi, who rolls away, falls through the floor, and so they go looking for her.
Gone.
She nearly falls through another hole. She's like teetering on the edge.
An awful lot of plots are driven forward by Togepi is doing something. Let's follow. Yeah.
It's either that or Pikachu gag.
Right.
Where he gets hurt.
Yeah. Now, exactly. Pikachu gets hurt trying to help Togepi. Mm-hmm. But I still love, I've pointed this out before, that whenever they're looking for Togepi and they're all saying, Togepi, Togepi, Pikachu goes, P-P-P. Because that's the part of Togepi's name Pikachu can say. I think that's clever.
It's very cute. I like it.
Yeah, it's cute.
P-P-P-P. So Team Rocket are looking for a way back up now. Something taps Jessie's shoulder. Can't be James or Meowth. It's the sheet. It has eyes now. Oh, God. And there's 2 of them. Meowth says they're in stereo.
Oh, good one.
He's made a stereo joke before, I'm fairly confident.
I'm pretty sure he has. Yeah, like, okay, when is the Dolby 5.1 surround joke coming?
Rehashing your own jokes, Meowth? That's very unoriginal of you.
Yeah, we don't ever do that.
No, never. So the sheet grabs the package. The other one licks Jessie and Meowth, despite the fact that Meowth's a normal type and wouldn't take damage from lick, which is a ghost move. Interesting.
Well, why don't you make a TikTok about it if you care so much?
I probably will at some point.
And it'll light up.
Yeah. So James drops. He's been holding the package. He drops. The ghosts take the trophy to the room that Togepi's in.
Ooh.
They found Togepi. So back to the gang. Tracy's going to have Meryl listen for Togepi. And so Meryl leads them to the room where Togepi is.
It's a ghost. It's Togepi's shadow.
That was very cute.
There's actually a ghost.
I thought it was very cute because you see the big shadow on the wall. It's big, spiky, spooky looking, and then we pound down, and then it's just Togepi. Togepi is just always vibing.
But then there's the actual ghosts there. And Ash goes, Togepi found 2 real live ghosts. So Staryu pulls the sheets off, and I gotta wonder what the deal with these sheets are. Because underneath is Ghastly and Haunter.
Yeah.
Who are ghosts.
Yeah.
So they were ghosts dressed up as Charlie Brown ghosts?
Yeah. They're cosplaying. Cosplaying ghosts.
So they just watched the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown last night and were inspired to make the sheet ghosts. Got it.
Exactly. That's how it worked. So again, Ash dexes them. You've seen Ghastly twice now. Ash and Haunter you've seen already. But notably, the last time we saw Haunter, the dex had no information on it. This time it does.
Well, it got updated.
Yeah. So Ash tries to fight the ghosts, but Bulbasaur doesn't attack it because Ghastly and Haunter are just playing with Togepi. They're just having a good time. They're having fun. Very cute.
And the last time, or one of the last times we met Ghastly and Haunters, they just wanna have fun, man.
Yeah.
Right? Like
ghosts
those
just want to have fun.
Yeah, that's the old song, right?
Yeah.
Ghosts just want to have fun.
But the trophy's in the background. We see the trophy that has gone missing. The gang wants to take it back, but the ghosts block it off. I'm not going to let it. Team Rocket want it too. They put a lot of work into stealing it the first time.
Oh, yeah, they're all yelling, "It belongs in a museum!" Like
Ash
Viridiana Jones.
Ash says the words, "That trophy belongs in a museum." I was like, oh my god. Oh, Jesus. So James tries Victory Bell, who doesn't eat James this time. He tries to eat Meowth.
Not me, them.
Just weird.
Fight right, Meowth yells.
And Arbok's out too. Victory Bell tries the Razor Leaf. Ghastly just goes invisible to dodge it, which seems very broken and OP. Arbok goes for a tackle, which, Jesse, come on. Tackle is a normal move. It's not going to affect ghost types. Plus,
but Razor Leaf should have affected it.
Arbok can't even learn tackle.
Oh, problems.
Razor Leaf should have affected it. It would be resisted, but it can be hit by a Razor Leaf. Ghastly is just overpowered here.
This is a broken Ghastly.
Yeah.
So Ghastly uses a move called Nightshade, they say, to Victory Bell. Is this a real move?
Yeah, it works the same as Seismic Toss, which we've seen, where it's supposed to just do damage based on your level.
Oh, okay.
But again, like Seismic Toss, it's shown to be super fucking powerful and kills things immediately.
Well, Tracy's just sketching it.
Yep. And Haunter goes for a Confuse Ray, which looks pretty badass.
Yeah, and it turns Arbok on Team Rocket. It's not just, he didn't just hurt himself in confusion. He's gone full friendly fire mode. Which
I'll allow this creative liberty here.
Yep.
I think it works.
When Arbok has those great moments where she looks terrifying.
Yeah.
And that's great.
Mm-hmm. So Haunter grabs Meowth and for the second time in this series, Meowth is used as an interpreter for Pokemon, but by force.
Used as the mouth of Sauron kind of interpreter. It's like
dollar in the jar, Graham.
Talking. Oh yeah. So and the last time that happened was that episode with the Tentacruels.
Tentacool and Tentacruel, yeah.
Right, where they took over the Porta Vista.
Mm-hmm. So they've guarded this trophy for centuries. We got the backstory. Their master was the captain of this ship. One night a storm sank the boat to the bottom of the sea, and they've guarded the trophy that their master won from that day. Until a few days ago when some divers came along, took the trophy, accidentally released them from their Pokeballs, and they raised the ship and went in search of this trophy.
It's pretty powerful. They can raise a ship. Mm-hmm. So now we've got this Flying Dutchman floating around on sea, looking for the trophy to get back and maybe a little revenge along the way. And now to tell the story more, Ghastly projects visions into their head. Yeah,
they show the gang the captain's battle prowess. He was a great trainer. He won the Orange League championship. And so we see this captain's incredible battle skills. He commands Ghastly to lick and Nightshade a Beedrill, and great trainer. Wonderful.
Amazing trainer.
Great job. Yeah, well done. And he issues a challenge to all of the people in the stands. He's like, who's gonna fucking beat me? You wanna do it? You wanna come at me? I'll crush your little ass.
And
Fuck
Ash
you.
Is like, I'll fight you. Let's go right now. Let's take this outside.
Forgets this is a vision. Cliche.
Yeah.
Tries to fight him. The gang agrees that the trophy should stay where it is. It is the captain's trophy. It is property of these ghosts. They should keep it here. But Team Rocket still want it. So Pikachu just thunders them, and Ghastly and Haunter sent them blasting off again.
And that's
it's really
it.
nothing.
Yeah. Yeah, they're kind of done with this now, and gang's ready to leave. You know, they're gonna give it back, and now the ship is flying.
Yeah,
This is wild.
they fly the ship off into the sky, a la Grease. At the end of Grease, Ash wants to win one of those
Yes.
trophies for himself.
This is exactly like the end of Grease. You're right.
And they watch the ship as it flies off. And that's the episode. No resolution in terms
They
of the
say they're
museum.
taking the ship where no one can find it, and it kind of implies they're
Heaven.
heading to the moon. So I think
like that
Haunter
idea.
and Ghastly now set up base on the dark side of the moon, where they will invade again in 100 years.
But there's no resolution at the museum of the gang going back and being like, "Hey, it's gone. It's gonna stay on that ship. Don't bother with it anymore."
Yeah, I wonder if the story gets kind of wrapped up, or like if the story gets told at all,
Mhm.
or if the gang just like heads straight to the next island. They're like, yeah,
Probably.
whatever. Not
And
our
which
problem.
leaves the law enforcement on Morrow Island to be always looking for that trophy till the end of their days.
To the end of their days, and then when they die, they have unfinished business, so they then become ghosts.
Oh, it's a vicious cycle.
It's a vicious cycle of ghostiness.
All right.
Well,
book
speaking
me.
of ghostiness, let's go to literary hour. And of course, I was really looking into the history of ghost ships, because I mean that is a cliche, right? It's this idea of like a haunted ship that sails it, and
Wind
there
Waker.
aren't. Yeah, Wind Waker, exactly. Like there are so many pop culture examples, but there isn't like a good origin. Like people sort of have these various tales. It probably 1700s in the age of piracy stuff like came out of there. One of the most famous tales that people will talk about is the Flying Dutchman, which there are various books that kind of have the Flying Dutchman as like a trope in it, which was like a famous ghost ship that. And again, finding the origins of this isn't clear. There's all kinds of like contradictory info. I do like the Frying Dutchman from
SpongeBob.
SquarePants. That's my favorite incarnation. 2 gold doubloons. Plastic. Those were banger episodes. So for an actual piece of literature, though, that's sort of in this vein, this would be again in the 1700s, the late 1700s, though. Age of piracy, very influenced by those sort of stories, is The Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is a poem by English poet Samuel Taylor Coleridge. Now, I don't know if did you read this in school? I read it in grade 12.
No, absolutely
It
not.
is badass. It's like one of those like long poems that like tells a story, and it starts with a wedding, and then the wedding is interrupted, right? Like storm, and this like old sailor walks in, like, I'll tell you my tale. Like nobody asked, we're at a wedding. And he goes on to talk about how they were at sea for super long, and they were like running out of supplies, and then albatross came. And albatross is like a bird, and it's a bird that is very respected by sailors and feared. You know, it has like superstition around it. This sailor kills the albatross, and everyone else freaks out. No, we're doomed now. And yeah, they basically are doomed. Like the ship itself like turns into like a ghost ship, and it goes through all of these like crazy adventures. And the one sailor, like the guy who killed the albatross, is basically kept to watch all of his sea crew like die and become ghosts and stuff, and he has to live through it. And it's his curse that he has to go tell people about what has happened here, all because he killed a bird. It's
Don't kill birds,
badass
folks.
stuff. There's a song by Iron Maiden called Rime of the Ancient Mariner, which is like, it's like really long too. And they tell the whole story of the poem. I think they have full parts from the poem in the song. It might even just be the poem, but like set to like badass metal music.
Probably. Yeah.
It's really good.
All right, let's rate this thing.
All right, let's pull these categories.
Let's pull these balls. First category will be. Oh, why do I still have horny Brock moments in here? That's not supposed to be in there. First category will be. Shuffle. Why the fuck is Crab Combat still in here? That's not supposed to be in there either. Jesus Christ.
Get a grip on your balls.
I'm sorry. First category. Nurse Joy cuteness level. Now, she's not in this episode. So
how do you feel about Nurse Joy's cuteness?
No, that's just Psyduck.
Oh, okay.
But she's not in this episode. There's no. We almost had Nurse Joy. We were in the center. We just never saw her.
You're gonna pull another one, or is it a 0?
I mean, I think we roll with it. I think it's a 0.
Oof. There's no Nurse Joy.
Unless you want to make an argument for there is a Nurse Joy, but I don't know.
Well, the Ghastly really has the essence of Nurse Joy. Okay, the only Nurse Joy I've really liked, though, was Buff Nurse Joy. She was so badass. Was RCMP Nurse Joy.
All right, category number 2 will be the featured Pokemon's flavor. How would Ghastly and Haunter... How do you cook those things?
Can you eat a ghost? This would be like one of those like new wave restaurants where they're like, look, we have come up with a new audio visual experience for eating, a new gourmet adventure where you take the ghost and you smell it and it goes into your stomach. We call it ghost nutrition. And it's like a big scam where the ghost then just like leaves the person after. They're like in on it. The ghosts run it and they're like profiting.
It's like that episode of Parks and Rec where they go to the hipster alternative bar and you can consume alcohol by like a flash of light.
It's exactly what I was thinking of. Yeah, like I'd like a beer. Oh, this is like a beer you smell, like that one. Yeah,
this one's vapor. Stupid,
right?
Ridiculous.
So it's some kind of like hipster scam. The ghosts might work.
Okay, but Ghastly is partially made of noxious gas, so that's.
Well, that would
probably
taste bad. Probably.
That would be bad. That could probably kill you.
Do you think it could be used for seasoning, though? What if Ghastly gas is used to ferment things?
Oh,
Ghastly kimchi, Ghastly pickles coming at ya.
One of those things you can use sparingly, but if you eat too much, it will kill you.
This is Ghastly's fermented garlic. Get it now. It's like a bomb-ass seasoning.
Now, I don't know if Haunter has any meat on there. I'm going to probably say no. Assume not.
Doesn't look meaty. All of them are just like abstract notions of a figure.
It does have a big tongue, though.
Oh, the legendary.
You could cook that up.
Haunter tongues.
Yeah.
It's like beef tongue.
I don't know. I've never had tongue before, but people eat it. So
yeah, they do. They do. I don't know if I've had tongue either. And you would think I would remember, so I probably haven't. I don't think this is doing well. These aren't great arguments. No. Yeah, I'm really trying too.
There's some edible stuff in there, but I don't know if it's going to be good. So I'm going to say
it's 2. It's a 2.
I was thinking 2 as well.
Yeah, it's no Goldine sashimi.
So that's a 1 for Shipful of Shivers.
Oh God,
flat 1.
I liked the episode. I love when the ghosts
it was
pop
fine.
up.
Yeah,
I like ghost Pokemon.
Well, that's it for today.
Yeah, tune in next time where we shit on one of your other favorite episodes.
You want to know what we're doing next week?
I do.
All right, next week we're looking at 2 more episodes. It's episode 96, Meowth Rules, or in Japanese, Lord Nyarth's Island? Exclamation mark. Followed by episode, or did I say episode 96 or episode 98? Episode 98.
That was episode 98. So then followed by episode 99, Tracy Gets Bugged in Japanese.
Or in Japanese, The Strike Soldier's Pride.
Ooh.
Not as fun. No. I like Lord Nyarth's Island.
I like when they use exclamations.
Yeah.
Everywhere.
They use them way more in the in Japanese titles than we do.
Yeah. Yeah.
Great.
It's like everything's really like hyper.
Yeah. Well, that's next week, so join us then. Join us Monday.
Monday. All right, so hope you're enjoying the podcast. Like usual, you can leave comments on the YouTube channel. It is on Hydra Leech. There is a TikTok, Hydra Leeches, which Kellen is doing series on anime errors in the Pokemon anime. Podcast is available wherever fine podcasts are downloaded. We also have an email you can reach us at tokilladelibird@gmail.com. And finally, reach out to us on Twitter. Try to tweet on there as well. X, whatever. Try to zeet. Oh, so weird. So that's To Kill A Delibird is the handle as well. Intro and outro music is 80th Wave by Alexi Action. Well, Kellen, was this a huge panic?
It was a massive panic. It was gigantic. I'm still panicking inside.
Some say he will never finish.
Some say he's panicking to this day.
To this day. And the only way we'll stop him is by putting him to sleep. Sing him a lullaby, people. See ya.
Tonight, millions will die.